Yes, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's your brother, your friend here again this evening. I'm just going to be a very quick one this evening because of time. I know many of us will be just be coming back from church now, or we are just we are back going to church. So we are not going to, I'm not going to take much of your time today. I just want us to just quickly go ahead as we begin to deliberate on some basic issues today. And it has been a very wonderful time all through the week. It has been good news all around. You know, we thank God for what God has done. We appreciate God for everything that He has done for us as a people. And we are believing strongly that we are moving ahead. We are moving from one step to another. And today we are going to discuss a little bit about our brother, our friend, Adams Ali Oshomole, and Pastor Osage is IYAMU. These are going to be the two things, the two people we are going to really talk about today. It's going to be a time for for absolute discussion. You know, like if you see on my topic there, I said the rise and fall of Adams Oshomole. The rise and fall of Adams Oshomole. You know, during the time of President Olusegun Obasanjo, Adams Oshomole became an household name. Like I said, in one of my videos I did, I think on Friday, it became an household name, became a name that everywhere in Nigeria people began to talk about that very particular name because of his antecedents in the way and manner he handled issues that concern the welfare of the teachers. People see him as a guy who actually, had a lot of heart, to save people from being under the control or the manipulation of the government of the day. And that actually draw him, closer to many of us and many Nigerians all over the world, both at home and in diasporas. And people began to see him as a man that we can trust and we can also give confidence to, in order for us to build a better Nigeria. Okay? Now, during this period of time, and like I said, Adams Oshomole was the secretary of the textile industry, all over the federation. And during this very particular time, this man actually worked tirelessly, in order to see that there were, better things for the people of the textile industry. And along that line, the first assignment that Oshomole had was, having to discuss a certain minimum wage with the government of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Then when he came out during that period of time, he did absolutely well. He came out with a very good, negotiation with the government of the day, and that made it to be a darling to every worker in Edo State. And during the time of the election, Oshomole, because of what he did during that time, he was now elected to become the what's it called, the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, which he actually took with every of his power and strength, going around, constituting a lot of protests, for the welfare of the workers at that point in time, and along this time, people began to love Oshomole. People began to love him because he was becoming something that people actually wanted. Okay, and during this period, he did a lot of good things that we must say. We must appreciate him for that. But along the line also, he also sold a lot of the workers. He sold a lot of the workers. He was doing some bargains indeed. It favors him. He actually made a lot of millions during this period. Why? He was a labor leader. That was the rise of Oshomole. Then after his mandatory 35 years in service, he retired, officially from the labor force, and he was in Lagos, going around looking for jobs, looking for contracts. That was when he came across Godwin Obaseki among the Edo professionals that was in Lagos. Okay, now while he was there, when he met Obaseki, and Obaseki said, "What are you doing?" He said, I just retired now from active service, and now I needed to do a lot to be able to sustain my family and all that and that." And Obaseki said, "Okay, but you don't need to do this because you've actually made a lot of name for yourself. All you need to do now is to return back to Edo State and also salvage the already destroyed, battered, shattered, government of the state." Okay, now that was how Oshomole came back home, and then Oshomole told Obaseki, "I have no money. I have no money to to run for a political position because I'm just a normal unionist who was not actually making something big from the job I was doing." Obaseki told you, don't worry about that. We are going to make sure we rally around you if only you are interested in contesting for the position of the governor of the state. So this was the beginning of a rapid rise of Oshomole's government, or of Oshomole's political career. Before 2006, Oshomole had nothing to do with politics. He wasn't a politician. He was just a unionist, an activist. That's who he was. So the same people today that they claim actually are the ones destroying Oshomole are actually the ones who actually put Oshomole on their wings, and he flew very high and very fast. Okay, now while Oshomole came to Edo State, to cut the story short, he made the likes of Eso Bemudia, he made the likes of Chief Ibenedion, the Esam of Benin Kingdom, he made the likes of Chief Anthony Anene, and many other people who were at this time of the day calling the shot of politics in Edo State. He told them his plans and why actually he wants to contest as the governor of Edo State. Having seen what he had done in the past, they saw him as an opportunity for a new dimension, a new breed of politicians. That was the reason why they actually supported Oshomole all through his time. During the election, Oshomole lost to Osumbo, and the court overturned that decision on November 11th, 2007. A day after the pronouncement of the court, Oshomole was sworn in as the new governor of Edo State. And the moment Oshomole sat down in the office as a governor, the first set of people that he dealt with were actually those who stood by him to climb to the top. That was the beginning of his fall. Here is now. Oshomole's fall did not start the day he was suspended. Oshomole's fall started many, many years ago. The first of the people he attacked were the Anenes, were the Benedians, were the Ogbemudias, and many other prominent men who stood by him, even Pastor Sage IYAMU. These were the first set of people that he actually destroyed politically. So when people say, these people are grateful to him, that's what I'm trying to tell you, the rise of Oshomole right now. How he got to the peak of his career. He flew on the wings of people. He was never a darling to Edo State. Many of us do not even believe that Oshomole was from Edo State. No, but we don't know him. He lived all his life in Kaduna. So at the time he was fighting Godfather in Edo State, which many of us supported him, he began to step on toes of innocent people. We all know of the story of the woman he told to go and die. We all know of how he destroyed the house of one of the professors, University of Benin, one of the VCs in University of Benin, Osunde. We all know of how he demoted or he dethroned a king, a Noge, in the Roman kingdom. We all know of how he practically rejected, dejected, abandoned the eastern part of Edo State. We all know of how he turned his entire family to become the government of the day. We all know of how his mother had a letterhead paper, the mother of the governor of Edo State. It was only in Oshomole time that such an office ever existed. Then he served his 8 years. As he was leaving, he handed over to Obaseki. After he had destroyed, buried what we call today political godfather in Edo State. And he was the one that came with the notion, no man is God. One man, one vote. The people must lead. That was Oshomole's campaign. For 8 years, he actually campaigned of one man, one vote. The people must lead. No man is God. And people loved him for that. Then Obaseki came in. I remember in one of the newspaper, Oshomole said he doesn't care if Obaseki betrays him. As far as Obaseki betrayal is for the interest of the Edo people. That the day he leaves office, that will be the last time they will hear him interfere in the politics of the state. This were Oshomole exact words. Before he left, I think in January 12, 2008, 2016, January 12, 2016, he commissioned the 5-star Central Hospital. And in that video, Oshomole said, and I quote, they just paid a supplier who is a German supplier the whopping sum of 1.5 billion naira to supply equipment for the Central Hospital. That after the supply of that equipment, the Central Hospital will be one of the best in the whole of Nigeria and even in some part of Africa. The man lied to us. That is why sometimes I get angry over some brand envelope activists in Edo State who refuses to see the truth and say it the way it is. These videos are in the public domain. He finally succeeded. He left the government. Obaseki came in. When Obaseki came in, he decided to change the narrative of things the way it was. He decided to make things better than the way he met it then. As at this time, Oshomole was in IYAMU, in his hometown, living like a king. Obaseki never wanted to have a problem with Oshomole. That's the truth. You guys must hear this. Obaseki never wanted to have any kind of problem with Oshomole. Never. Obaseki wanted to just govern Edo State and return back. The likes of Samson Osage, the likes of Kone Muse, the likes of Odubu, Ogiomoyi, and many others, political miscreants, went to Oshomole in IYAMU and began to tell him that Obaseki is not carrying them along. That is the genesis of the sliding down of the curve of Oshomole fame. Oshomole, who was a darling of the people, automatically turned around to become the campaigner of some selected few. He began to summon Obaseki to IYAMU, questioning him on things that were not supposed to be. Obaseki was telling him, sir, with all due respect, what I have is not enough to take care of the people. 14 months of pensioners arrears, 14 months of teachers' salary, and many more, debt that was incurred during your government that I need to settle in order for me to be able to make an impact in the life of my people. I am sorry, I cannot be able to continually doing this. When Obaseki told Oshomole this, Oshomole felt offended because he thought because he supported Obaseki to become a governor, Obaseki must, as a matter of fact, listen to him. Obaseki had no choice than to listen to him. Obaseki engineered the likes of Tony Kabaka, Osapawa Nomoles, Shaba, and many others to begin to publicly insult the executive governor of Edo State. No governor in Edo State will ever accept what happened during that time. Not even one. You can't try to wiki and still live to tell the story. Or you can try to Heli Rufai and still live to tell the story. Which governor in today will you try that to and live to tell the story? There was not. It was practically insulted on social media, verbally. But the guy, Obaseki kept his cool, believing Oshomole will have a rethink. But he refused to do that. As at this time, his fame was sliding down in a geometric speed. But Oshomole was not seeing it. He refused to hold a break because he thought he was going to be clamorous. Why this was happening, brothers and sisters? Oshomole fought our father, Chief Odigye, John Odigye Oyegu. And Oyegu was asked not to contest for his second term in office as the APC chairman. That very particular thing was the handiwork of Comrade Adams Ali Oshomole. He fought Odigye Oyegu. Odigye Oyegu was pushed out of office. After his expiration anyways, Odigye spent his 4 years in office. Oshomole came to Obaseki and told him, If I become the national chairman of our party, it's a plus to your government. As your immediate, predecessor, it will be something nice for you. Obaseki use those state money, beg people. Obaseki actually have problem with Amechi, Rotimi Amechi of River State, because of Adams Oshomole. Because Amechi knew Oshomole very well. Because during the time of Amechi, as a governor, that was when Oshomole was the national leader. So Amechi knew him. He understood who Oshomole was. He was telling Obaseki, this man not be here. But Obaseki refused to believe because of the bond that they had. Because of the confidence that Obaseki had on him, that he will never turn his back on his people. Obaseki went from one delegate to another all through the night. The man did not sleep. He was going from one hotel to another, from one government lot to another, begging, soliciting for vote, and even going around to make sure that people who were contesting with Oshomole, that they stepped down for him. At the end of that very particular meeting, Oshomole became the sole candidate of APC. This was actually the handiwork of Governor Inorirase Obaseki. He won the chairmanship position. The moment he won, he became an emperor. He became autocratic. He became dictatorial. He wanted to take over the structure of leadership of the APC in Edo State from Governor Inorirase Obaseki. He began to dictate on which way the government of Obaseki needs to go to. The likes of Kabaka and Co., who were now forming an alliance to become the opposition inside the ruling party, saw Oshomole's position now as the national chairman as an opportunity for them to make Obaseki to bow down to their demands. Okay? Now, Oshomole now joined this group of people to break away, to have a fraction in his own state. And they called that fraction the EPM, Igbo People's Movement, or Igbo People Miscrafts. He began to sponsor these people. During the 2019 general election, the state executive of the APC have already conducted the primaries for the House of Rep, the Senate, and the State House of Assembly. Because it did not favor these evil men that were in government, Oshomole came and cancelled that primary and did a new one and imposed delegates and imposed candidates on the people. Obaseki kept quiet. He was not too happy about it, but he kept quiet. He still went around and campaigned for the same people. Okay? During the last election, let me tell you something. Before now, the State House of Assembly have never been 24/24 for APC. It only happened during the PDP time. The first time it happened was in the time of Obaseki. The Esa people, the Edo Central people, in their logo, in every of their handbills or their poster, what they write, a vote for this man is a vote for Obaseki. That was a campaign logo they used in winning the entire 24 seats that make up the Edo State House of Assembly. Somebody getting me right now? The way that was not being done, when the election was not done and won, Oshomole began to say who would become the speaker, the minority whip, the majority, whatever position, he began to share it for them. Without the consultation of the executive governor of Edo State. This is one thing that Oshomole never accepted while he was the national chairman. When Saraki and Co. did the same thing to him in 2015, Oshomole vowed to bring down these people at all costs. But when it got to his turn, he saw nothing wrong in it. And Obaseki said, no, this can't happen. But then, the war has already increased. The fight now is no more a small fight. It has increased to a level that people start seeing them physically antagonizing each other. Because the plan was Obaseki would have been impeached by the House. Himself and Shaibu would have been impeached by the House. And the speaker that Oshomole wanted to impose on the House would have become the next governor of Edo State. That was the plan. But thank God for people like Philip Shaibu, who's a smart political figure. They did everything to dislodge the evil plans of these people. And when they did that, Oshomole decided to take 12 of these miscreants, they were 14 over, and took them to Abuja. From that June 19 or so, last year, till now, these guys are still in Abuja, under the welfare of Adams Oshomole. They were being paid by Adams Oshomole. They were being fed by Oshomole. All in an avenue to turn Obaseki against the people of Edo State. The light, the glory that Oshomole was carrying between 2007 to 2016 began to diminish. But he never knew. The kerosene that the Edo people gave to him that make it to become the darling of the nation began to diminish. As I wrote on a comment somewhere, I said, the pride, vengeance, and greed became Oshomole was doing. And the moment people begged him, the Abbas begged, the Enogies begged, the presidency begged, Dangote and every other one begged him, he refused to hear. The gods of the land have no other option than to visit him with disgrace. Nobody should blame anyone for the fall of Oshomole. Oshomole was his own doing because he thought he was not a god to the entire Edo people. Every one of us in Edo were saying, allow these boys to come back to Edo now. Let them come and swear in. Let them do whatever they want to do. Oshomole said no. Do you know why? He was waiting for this time to react. He thought he can use those boys as a bait to make the Edos to turn against a performing governor. That was the plan. That was the plan. begged Oshomole, and he said, no, they can't come back. He fed them. He started giving people like Kabaka money. The music were coming, Kabaka was reading music every day. Under the mango tree, under the mango tree. Aslam will say, Jesua, under the. Then he goes sing, I tell you, Kabaka, I tell you, you're not here. Shomole, I tell you, you're not here. You say you're not going to do this. The music were going on. He began to feed these guys, giving them so much power to insult an incumbent governor. What never happened in his time? You see why some of us, because I don't support evil. I support good. I stand for justice. I stand for fairness and equity. While he was doing this, people were negotiating with him. You need to draw the line now. You need to stop whatever you are doing. It's destroying the state. It's destroying you as a person. But Oshomole never cared. Oshomole told the governor forum, that for Obaseki to come back as the governor of Edo State, he'd rather lose Edo State to the opposition. That was a word that came out of the mouth of Adams Ali Oshomole. For Obaseki to come back for second term, I'd rather lose the position to the opposition. No man insult me and go scot-free. No man humiliate me and go scot-free. He began to see himself as a god. And he forgot where he's coming from. That he actually rode on the back of others to get to where he is. He forgot that he becoming the national chairman was the handiwork of the same man he wants to destroy. So at this time, the speed at which Oshomole was coming down was not 200 kilometers per hour. He didn't know. He was coming at a very high speed, that nothing will stop him from crashing. People were telling him, oh break, oh break, oh break, oh break. You know, he not real break. You know what break? He was flying down. They were telling oh break. You go get that seat there to say, I'd rather die than allow this young man to continue. Then the primaries came. First and foremost, they refused to set a form for Obaseki. Then the Edo professionals in Abuja went and buy form by themselves for him. After they bought form for him, when they got there, they told him there was no form. The presidency had to intervene. Say, what are you talking about? They had to give them form to fill, to buy. When they bought the form, they took it back to Obaseki. Obaseki filled the form and returned it back to them for submission. When it was not returned back for submission, then Oshomole wanted to play a fast one, but thank God, the secret was exposed. The already arranged, what is it called? Already arranged a result for the primaries. It was exposed. And what we did was, okay, since this part doesn't go, the only way that's going to go now is we must make sure that Obaseki does not come back. They look for one thing or the other, and they disqualified Obaseki. Who the gods want to kill, it first make mad. Another thing says, when dog want die, it does not listen, does not hear the sound of the owner anymore. The upper Benin spoke, he refused to listen. Nobody, no man, as far as Edo is concerned, had ever disobeyed the monarch. The Omonobanedo, no man. Oshomole disobeyed him. He refused to allow the sleeping dog to lie. I don't understand what he was thinking, as if it was everything. he did what now breaks the back of the camel. He disqualified Obaseki. And the powers that be, who have been waiting patiently to devour him, saw an opportunity. Obaseki was like a pillar. It was like a pillar that was covering this man. But he never saw that because it was coming in a high speed. That he forgot that people actually were the one that was trying to hold him back. Then when that happened, the power that be in APC, who have been watching every of the events that have been taking place between him and his political godfather, the Lagos State richest landlord, the Jagabans of Lagos State, Ahmed Bola Tinubu. They said nothing's going to happen. We will make sure we destroy him politically. I am the political master plan. They forgot before now. There was a man who called Mr. Fix-It. His name was Chief Anthony Anene. He was the Mr. Fix-It of the entire nation. He fixed any result, even in the north. Nothing happened. But when the Edo people turned against him, we brought him down. Somebody forgot. Somebody thought he did that fight. No. The moment the Edo said, and any time is over, that was the end. We brought him down. We brought him down. Obaseki went to Tinubu and said, sir, this is what is happening. Tinubu told him, he said, go and contest election. Go and follow the rules of the National Working Committee. Okay. Obaseki left there, angry, because he never wanted to go. They begged him to go, actually. Some political leader told him, no, don't do it like that. Just go. Fulfill all righteousness. Obaseki went to meet Buhari, said, sir, look. But he said, don't worry. I'm going to call Oshomole. And Obaseki actually called Oshomole and they had a talk. Oshomole gave a lot of reasons why Obaseki would never come back. And one of the reasons was this 12 runaway House of Assembly elects who ran away from their constitutional duties to their people. They failed their constituencies because of personal greed and governorism. And Buhari asked Oshomole, is that all? He said, yes, sir. He said, okay. No problem. Obaseki went to Abuja. Said, go set up a committee for a reconciliation so that these 12 people can be inaugurated back to the house. Obediently, Obaseki set up that committee, which most of us were angry. And this EPM member started saying he was afraid. But the guy wanted to do everything humanly possible not to be blamed for anything that happens. Okay? While he was still trying to make peace according to the directives of the president, he was screened out of the primaries. Even when he was screened out, we told him, the Edos told him, decamp now, you don't need to waste time, leave. This man does not want you, so leave. He said, no, I will not leave until I see the president. That is loyalty to the highest. I won't leave until I see the president. The time was becoming too short. We're telling him, you need to leave now. He said, I won't leave until I see the president. He actually had an audience with the president through Professor Gambari. And he told them everything that had happened, how he was being disqualified by Oshomole and his Kangaroo screening committee. And now that this has happened, the Edo people still want him to remain as their governor. And he will not turn his back on his people. Since they want him, he's going ahead to fulfill the mandate of the people. And they told him, yeah, you are free. You are free. Since the people want you, there is nothing we can practically do. Go and fulfill your destiny. He left the house. He left the meeting. Right there at the State House in Abuja, he resigned his position as an APC member. And when that happened, there was celebration. Oshomole was celebrating. He has won. While Oshomole was celebrating, the powers that be saw an opportunity. He said, yeah, this is the time we have been waiting for. Saw an opportunity and immediately reacted. And the sleepy case about his suspension was woken up. And immediately, that same day, just about 4 or 5 hours in between, his suspension was ratified by the Court of Appeal. And that automatically made him to stop being the national chairman of APC. Then this Victor Giadon took over and played the script that was given to him by the power that be. And a NEC meeting was called for. And right in that NEC meeting, the National Working Committee led by Oshomole was dissolved. That automatically made Oshomole not to become the national chairman of APC anymore. That automatically made Oshomole not to have a political party as of today. So why did I decide to narrate this to you? It is for you to understand where we are coming from. It's for you to understand that nobody actually was against Oshomole. Rather, Oshomole was against himself. Oshomole actually destroyed himself by himself because of pride, greed, vengeance, great bitterness and anger in his heart. Oshomole somehow believed in his mother, that the more is anything the mother says, it is all. No matter how spiritually strong you think you are, you actually got your power from someone. Someone knows someone. Someone knows someone. So this was how Oshomole rose from nowhere to the peak of his political career in a space of 12 years. In a space of 12 years, he rose to the highest peak of his political career. But pride, arrogancy, vengeance, I know it all, made him to fall like a pack of cards. He fell to a level that they were even begging for him to resign, not to be fired. Yesterday, he had, I think on Friday, he had to come out and have a world press conference accepting the dissolution of the National Working Committee. And when you see Oshomole talking, you see humility came over him again. This is a man that the entire state were begging, pleading with. The entire governors came to him and begged him, allow peace to reign. Today, the hunter have become the hunted. Pride comes before a fall. So the fall, the rise and fall of Oshomole had no human hand in it. Rather, it is the work of the gods. You can never resurrect what you have buried before. In Benin, it's an abomination. If your papa die, they bury him. You go resurrect the bones. You are creating a lot of problem for yourself. He killed Godfather. He buried them. Ubemudia died in shame. And they died in shame. He actually destroyed this man politically. He make them irrelevant in the place of things politically in the states and in the nation at large. He never tolerated anyone questioning his authority. But yet, he did the same thing to others because he felt he had what it takes to do what he wants to do. And it came to pass that today it is called ex-national chairman, ex-governor, ex-APC member. And the man that brought him down now is just a small man in his world, his own king's man. So that's why pride should be careful. When you rise to a certain level, don't look down on those that are under. They might have what it takes to bring you down. Because one that is down fears no fall. Stephen Ashawo was no more afraid of nothing because he's already down. So all he could do is to drag you to his level, and which he has done. He has put his name in history. The first world chairman to suspend a national chairman. The first world chairman to disgrace a national chairman from office. The first world chairman to fire a national chairman. The first world chairman to make sure that the National Working Committee of the ruling party was dissolved. All thanks to Oshomole arrogancy and pride. That is that for Oshomole. Now, let me talk about yesterday. I watched a video from Nebo TV, something like that, about IYAMU confession or narration or correction of the news about his acid pouring bazaar. He said that he was not really the one who poured the acid on the guy. He said, but it was in that place where that incident actually happened. He said he was a member of a confraternity. Yes. He said he was a member of a confraternity. He also said he was the one that wanted to call the security to come He also said he was the one that helped the security to take the man to the hospital. And my question was, if you were actually the one who did all this, why were you restricted from school? Why were you sent out of school? Professor Sage is still alive, he's not dead yet. The man who actually sat upon that very particular case. Listen guys, it is only in Nigeria somebody will tell you that I was once a criminal, and you will say it was thing of the past. In a developed world, when you have anything at all, any skeleton, even the one you did when you were 10 years old, if it's dangerous, people will bring it out to use it to fight against you. It is only in our clan that people will come out. Listen, have you ever seen any of these people or any of these Illuminati that say that they are Illuminatis in America? Have you ever seen any of these KKK? They will say that they are KKK in America. It is not possible. You can't try it. The moment they know any little thing about you, they will dig it out. Just look at what is happening to Joe Biden today. Look at what is happening to Joe Biden today. Look at that. A sex case that he had many years ago is not being used against him. And people will tell me it doesn't matter. He was one a criminal. Listen, a criminal is an ex-convict is always an ex-convict. Listen, you being born again is different from political positions. There are things that you have done that is not forgettable easily. He said with his mouth that he was actually a member of a confraternity. That means Oshomole wasn't lying in 2016. He actually said there was actually an acid issue. There was actually an acid issue that took place in that very day. It means Oshomole did not lie about that revelation. He actually said he was actually sent out of school by University of Benin after a committee was already set up. It means Oshomole did not lie about that. Is somebody get what I'm saying right now? So because some people said those things that Oshomole said were just political statements to destroy IYAMU, but he came out to say. He came out to say that actually some of these things happened, but not the way it was said. Today, on the 2nd, which on Thursday, is appearing in court for a 700 million naira EFCC case upon him. 700 million naira EFCC case is appearing in court. Yes. Is that the same man? It means Oshomole said that also. It means Oshomole wasn't lying. Oh, there are many things Oshomole said about him today that the man have not even debunked. Rather, he's saying it's political statement. But statement that is destroying you politically. Statement that is destroying you. You are a pastor. And there are things that people will not even need to say about you. I don't know about the church you pastor, sir, but I know if I was your member and I hear this, I will question your pastorship as a matter of fact. Because I need to know actually if what they are saying about you is true. If even it's true, you must be able to come out to prove to us that of a fact. of a fact, this happened. And the reason why he was called back to school after 2 years was because the father, IYAMU father, was the Esoban of Benin Kingdom. He was a high chief in Benin. It was the father that actually did all. This was the time of Professor Ali Lewulie. They actually had to go in and plead on his behalf. He was returned back to school to finish his law course in Unibe because of the influence of the dad. Then when the time came for him to go to law school in Lagos, they rejected him. That's why he never went to law school. That's why he's not a barrister. He's just a lawyer without no bar. He was not caught to bar. They rejected him because of the crime that he committed. They see him not be qualified to be called into bar. Nobody talk about this. Today, he had come out to officially confess to the world that he was actually a member of a confraternity. No wonder he's very close to all these admirals, because they are all into confraternity. If we as a people see things clearly and we tend to put our hand into it, our hand will get burned. A man is telling you, this is who I am. You are seeing evidences around you of how this man got to where he is. And you are saying it does not really matter. It is questionable. Last, I think on Friday, I decided to go to look through their autobiography, both of them that are contested today. I found that IYAMU had no business address. Have no business address. Have none. And nobody asked him, how do you make your millions? How do you become a millionaire? He didn't travel like some of us who did that. We traveled as we came here, we hustle, and we took the money back home and invest, and something come out of it. No. He had been in Nigeria all his life. How did he make the money? How did he manage to buy half of Amaba? How did he manage to run the kind of a political campaign that he runs? What are his source of income? He said he's a farmer, but that farm there cannot produce, cannot feed his immediate family, not to talk of the kind of money he uses in political jobs. It means every money he had made, one way or the other, are tied to the collective resources of the entire Edos. The man will tell you, I was there when that eating apple. It means it was the member of the confraternity that actually poured acid on the boy, whether it was him or his friends. For you to be there when it happened, and you're not saying you don't even know who did it. You are there, you don't know who did it. That's what he said in that video. He's there, he saw it, but he doesn't know who did it. When all of them didn't say court, how can that be possible? We, the Edos, should not allow this man to play on our intelligence. They don't have anything to offer to us as a people. I'm going to ask Oshomole, where Oshomole for get money, where he build the house we built. How many of you have gone to Oshomole's house in Asokoro? Or the one in Maitama? How many of you have gone to Oshomole's house in Benin? I was there. Guys, come see house. Come see house. So we put day on top of roof for Oshomole's house. the one in Benin, the one in IYAMU, that one a community. Total community of a man who was just a mayor governor for 8 years. He's so wealthy that even men who had been in money before he came into politics, they come to bow before him. He sponsored people for political positions. Just being a governor for 8 years. We must stand for justice and equity. We as the people must say no to any form of corruption. And the worst part of it, we must try as much as possible to stand together as a people and defend our collective destiny. Edo State is not for sale. No man is God. Edo is not Lagos. Edos are not Lagosians. Tinubu is not Oshomole. Obaseki is not Amode. We continually to take truth to powers. Thank God we are beginning to destroy every of their structures they put in place. Before September 22, when the election will come up properly, would have been able to dismantle them. All destroyed. All destroyed. Because we must get to the climax of our state. And then when we do that, our advice Obaseki, second term, all their houses, maybe they cannot prove how they made the money, seize all of them. Sell them. Or turn out to community house. Because enough of people living on the collective wealth of the entire people. We are tired of some few wanting to turn us to become their slaves. In a time like this, we are saying no, enough is enough. Oshomole is down, is one to go. IYAMU is left, is next. Let Obaseki open IYAMU's paper. Make them look for IYAMU. Lucky Benedict was dead. I mean, if you know that. Lucky Benedict was dead. He did a pit bargain. IYAMU was part of that government. Only say Matu was jailed over the same money that part of it is with IYAMU. Dasuki went to prison over the same money that is with IYAMU. So I don't see any reason how IYAMU will be freed at all. I don't see any reason why they should allow him to go, because if these men were sent to prison for the same crime, there is nothing anybody can tell me. There is nothing anybody can tell me that will make them not to send this man to prison for the crime against the people. So this is what I have for you today, my brothers and sisters. We continually take truth to power, whether the people like it or not. But the truth must be said. That the Edos must be liberated. We must get to a point whereby we put our destinies into our hands. Until I come your way again, brothers and sisters, I need to go right now. I'm just done with this now. You need to go quickly until I come your way again. I want to say a very, very, very big thank you all for your wonderful time, joining us today. I want to say have a nice evening. God bless you until I come your way again. Bye for now.